Hey, what are your pronouns? Why? What are you saying about me? Listen, just because someone's talking about you doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. You know? Like, even if they literally are talking some rubbish about you, if they're just saying negative things, it doesn't even necessarily mean that you're doing something wrong. I mean, maybe you did. Maybe you goofed out badly. Maybe you really did some stupid shit. But not necessarily. Maybe these people are just bored, or jealous, or just confused, and it's easy for them to go into hate mode than to, you know, maybe do something productive with their time. But anyways, at least they were nice enough to ask, I guess, because even if they're talking shit about you, they're trying to at least be a little bit respectful. Just the tiniest bit. Hello BabyQueers and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing some queer memes because it's Pride Month. Not that it would stop me any other month, but it's Pride Month, so we really have to look at some queer memes, actually. But anyways, you know the deal. Before we continue, y'all gotta get hydrated. So grab some water, or some tea, or whatever else you like to drink, and then we'll check out some more memes. Are you hydrated? Good. Let's go. When I was at Walgreens at 3 in the morning, which explains literally all of this, the cashier was talking to a coworker about how she'd rather be a werewolf than a vampire because vampires are condemned to hell but werewolves aren't. And then she asked me what I thought and I said vampire because I'm already condemned to hell. And she said in the nicest tone of voice, I don't think anybody is condemned to hell. Paused, stared at me for a few moments, and then added on, not even gay people. A happy Pride Month to the filthiest, most brutal red I've ever been given in my life. Listen, sometimes it's just obvious. Like, there are queer people where other queer people immediately know. Like, we look at each other and we're just like, yes, obviously you're also queer. There are a lot of queer people where straight people will look at them and just be like, oh yes, no, that's just a man, a heterosexual man, that's just a heterosexual woman. Ain't no other explanation. I can't see anything other than that. You know, but with some people, like with you apparently, it is just obvious to pretty much everyone. Now, I'm not saying one thing is better or worse than the other. I'm just saying you're one of the latter group, actually. Honestly, I'm still exhausted from pretending I was straight all those years. I mean, I did a bad job, but I'm still tired from it. Listen, kind of pretending is exhausting. Because whether or not it's believable you're pretending, like, it's still gonna be exhausting to kind of keep track of all the things you're saying, you know? Because you don't want to get caught in some lie. So when someone asks you if you have a crush on someone and you're just like, oh yeah, Stephanie from math class, you kind of gotta keep track of that. Like, you can't tell different people different stories of this version and just be like, you kind of gotta stick to that for a while, you know, and just be like, oh no, but I'm too shy to ask her out or some, you know, but you have to keep track of it constantly. Which is why I would be probably a bad liar. Because I'm very forgetful. It would not work that well. But you know, maybe you did a bad job. Some people are just oblivious, so maybe you didn't do too bad of a job, but maybe you really did. I don't know you. My transgender ass making straight people uncomfortable by being extra gay all June. I don't know about you, but I'm having a blast. If it's June and you're queer, you're not legally required to do this, of course, but you're legally allowed to. But then again, you would also be allowed to do this any day of the week, really, or any month of the year, because why not? Like, if someone legitimately has such an issue with you walking past them on the street, being gay, wearing a whatever I love scissoring t-shirt, then that's kind of a them problem. You know, like if you're holding hands with your partner, or kissing a partner, or, you know, just sitting in a cafe or a bar talking to your friends about queer stuff, and other people walk past that and they're so offended by it, why? Literally, they need to mind their own business, and if they have a problem with it, that's really a them problem, so maybe do this all year round. Yeah. Okay, I'm not being funny, but which one am I? I really need to go to the bathroom immediately. Bees or birds? Who let these people design door signs? Like, literally, no person would go to this and immediately be like, oh yeah, no, this is me, this is me. What is this? Are you British? Because apparently British people use bird as a slang term for women. So if you're in England, maybe you can figure it out fairly quickly, but who the hell let people design these? Seriously, like that's just, this is worse somehow than normal bathroom signs. Like doing the, oh, men are blah and women are blah 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 blah. Sexist, awful, I hate it. But at least people know what you're insinuating and know which bathroom to go into. But with this, I can just see so many people just walking into a random bathroom because they're like, well, I don't freaking know, man. I'm just gonna go into one and see if it's the right one, see if it has, you know, like what are we thinking? Like, it'd be funny if these are just like single stall bathrooms and you're just like doing this to confuse people. I would still kind of be mad, but it'd be kind of funny at least. My parents, you sure are effeminate for a teenage boy. Why is that? My closeted trans ass. I can't tell you yet, but you'll hate it. Yeah, maybe if you already know someone's gonna hate it, it just makes coming out so much harder. And especially if they're your parents and you're kind of dependent on them for a moment because you're still a teenager, then yeah, listen, I can very much understand not coming out. I mean, honestly, if you're just not ready to, in any situation, you don't need to, obviously, but especially in that situation where you know it's gonna be like dangerous or unsafe for you, then yeah, don't do it. Just make memes about it on the internet, because there are gonna be a lot of people who can relate. My trans ass, coming out of the closet. I'm a girl, Gandalf. I know I don't look it, but I'm beginning to feel it in my heart. I have a question, like a genuine question. Is it just queer people that are obsessed with Lord of the Rings now? Because I feel like it was pretty hyped, of course, but is it just queer people who are obsessed with it now and just want to keep rewatching it? Is it or isn't it? Because I for one love it, and I would be down to do a rewatch probably any given time. So is it just queer people? And to be fair, this quote has never been used so well. Because yeah, a lot of people aren't gonna catch on. You might not look like a girl to a lot of people yet when you're just starting a transition. But that doesn't mean you're less of a girl. But you might have to pull this line. It's like, yeah, no, I know I don't look like what you're expecting from a girl yet, but give me a minute, okay? I'll get there. Trans dudes, after getting their first testosterone shot, what does it feel like? Powerful. I don't know if it felt powerful. I was really genuinely just excited. I mean, I didn't get a shot, I used gel still, actually, after years. But still, I can see that. I can see that. I got the powerful like 2 months later when I built muscle without working out, and suddenly my shoulders had gotten broader, and I was just like struggling to fit the shirt I was gonna wear for a job interview. Powerful. And anxiety in once, because I was like, I need to get to this job interview, what am I gonna do about this? But, you know, I I was also really just feeling powerful and excited in that moment because I put on muscle without doing anything. That's great. Do you ever see a person and you're overcome with incredible fondness and you just think, oh, but not in a romantic or sexual way, you're just filled with warmth and it makes you happy. It just does, and you think, I'm so happy you exist, I'm happy you're somewhere out there in the world, doing your thing. It's love, but also not entirely. Like, people are lovely, and I can feel it in my entire chest like a burning candle that smells like roses on a sunny day. It is love. It is not the traditional way of love, I guess I'm just gonna call it, because yeah, people just kind of like expect romantic and sexual from love. Like if you say you love someone, they're just gonna be like, ooh, you know, because their mind instantly goes in that direction. That doesn't mean you can't absolutely love your friends and just be so filled with that feeling when you look at them. Sometimes it's just be like, I love you, I'm so glad I met you. You know, that doesn't mean you have a crush on them or that you love them in that way that people are expecting. People will think that. Like if you randomly just bring up how much you love your friends, people will think it's weird. Doesn't mean that should stop you, because why wouldn't you love your friends? Like isn't that why you're friends? You know? Are you a boy or a girl? My notation is maestro. A while ago, someone was mad that like everyone else gets to watch Doctor Who or the new season of Doctor Who before they do, because it comes out on Disney Plus before it comes out on BBC. But I promised I would watch it as soon as it came out, but I forgot. And then I didn't forget, but then there was only one episode and my partner didn't want to start watching. So I haven't started yet. I don't even know if this particular episode is out, but this just seems fair, and also Jinx Monsoon is actually non-binary, which just makes this so much better somehow. But coming up with creative answers to, are you a boy or a girl? It's just funny. That's probably not what happened in this episode, like, it wasn't the question that this was the answer to, but it'd also kind of be funny if it was. So often you see queer people joking around going, XYZ made me gay, as like a compliment towards celebrities or fictional characters or whatever, but imagine how funny that would be if us Aros and Aces started doing that. Like, as an insult obviously. This person is so uncharismatic, they make me want to stop freaking altogether. I'm here for that. Like, it only really works if the other person knows your Aro Ace. You know? Or like, knows what that means, really, because if you're just like, you're the reason I'm asexual, and they don't know what that means, it might take them a moment to figure it out, and it's just the look on their face going from, oh, that sounds like a compliment, to, oh, wait. Nope, that wasn't a compliment. That really wasn't a compliment. And I think we're all aware this isn't how it works, and to be fair, there probably legitimately might have been a person who had you have the realization of, oh, yep, no, I'm asexual, I'm aromantic. Same with like, oh, I'm hella gay, okay. Like, there's that person. That doesn't really mean it's an insult to that person. But using it as an insult, yes. Wearing men's deodorant and watching the straight girls I work with faces become confused and attracted because I smell like a hot guy, TM, their words, is a bisexual power move and you can't tell me otherwise. Yeah, plus for the first couple of days you also feel constantly confused and attracted and are like, where is the hot guy TM? But then you realize that the hot guy TM was you all along. Maybe the real hot guy TM was the antiperspirant we found along the way. But this is, I can imagine, and it's just funny. It's really funny. I prefer them being like confused about it versus the insecure men who don't want their girlfriends to wear men's deodorant, because honestly for a lot of women it works better, or they just prefer it, so why wouldn't they? You know, use whatever deodorant you want. If you want to smell like lavender kiss or something, go ahead, you know. But listen, this is way preferable than those guys, actually. Okay, I just went out wearing my 1920s clothing and I heard a girl ask her mom if I was a ghost, to which her mom just replied, "No, I think that's just a lesbian." Which seems fair, but I love that her mom was just so chill with it and was like, "Oh, yeah, no, that's not a ghost. Like, you don't need to be scared. That's just a lesbian." Probably, I think, because not many straight people walk around in this kind of dress. It just seems fair and also just really sweet, and the girl's just probably gonna be like, "Oh, okay, good then. Thought I got to meet a ghost today, but boring, I guess. You know?" But still, this is just cute. I'm sorry, but it's just adorable to me. My mom forbade me to say anything to my dad about my top surgery thing, and it just hit me how funny it would be if I got it done and didn't tell him and just waited for him to notice. I mean, what's he gonna say? "Didn't you used to have tits?" Don't tell him, then get a pair of fake tits afterwards and have them accidentally fall out during a family dinner. Bonus points if you can pair it with some sort of comical noise. TBF, you probably didn't have tits most of your life. Didn't you used to? Oh yeah, we reverted that feature based on user feedback. Reverted based on user feedback is possibly the best way to refer to top surgery I have ever heard. Yeah, when my partner had top surgery, as he was coming out of anesthesia in the recovery room, I dumped 2 of these out of a paper bag onto his bedside table and said, "The doctor said you can keep these if you want, like when you get a wisdom tooth pulled." The nurse laughed so hard she cried. Official boob post? Well, official unboobing post, I guess. But to be honest, that's just... It's funny for the nurse, but imagine coming out of anesthesia and literally just like not being fully there yet, and just thinking this person legit just dropped your actual boobs on the bedside table, because it's not clicking that they wouldn't do that. And that it wouldn't look like this. But still, just... I'm pretty sure, like, if your dad is as... just kind of straightforward as my mom was, because I was just binding, but she just went, "Where the hell did your boobs go? Where did they go?" So he might just ask you. And to be honest, it'd be kind of funny, and to be fair, I would not have thought of this comic of, "Oh yeah, like, we reverted that based on user feedback." You know, I would not have thought of that in that moment. My trans ass 5 seconds before outing myself for comedic purposes. I shouldn't do it. Or should I? No, I shouldn't. You want to, but you probably shouldn't. Like, if you're with your friends and you're just kind of wondering how you're gonna come out to them, and you know that it's gonna be chill, like most of them are probably queer too, then yes, you absolutely should. If you're like with your family or somewhere where you're not really sure that a coming out in general will go well, maybe don't, but I get it. I really get it. The urge is probably there for every queer person. My trans ass in utter disbelief the first time I could truly see my reflection as female. But this is real, huh? Is it? Wait, am I dead? You're not dead. But your hard work probably finally paid off. You know, it just paid off. And honestly, it still seems rude that cis people just get to do this for free. You know, just like go like wake up in the morning, just roll out of bed on any given day, all their life basically, and just be like, "Oh yeah, well that seems about right." Like sure, anyone and everyone can be insecure or feel bad about their body. But that probably might also be the case for trans people. But then adding dysphoria on top of that is just amazing. And I'm glad you seem to have managed to beat dysphoria's ass, I guess. All the trans folks, surgery will absolutely not solve all your problems. My trans ass, watch me. Okay, listen, just because it won't solve all your problems doesn't mean it won't solve some of your problems. You know, literally, nothing can ever solve all of your problems. Really, like, that would just kind of like be a magic fix, and while it's actually sad that it doesn't exist, most things will not change everything. That doesn't mean you shouldn't. Like, if you know surgery will help you feel more comfortable in your body, so that you don't feel like absolute shit every time you look in a mirror, or walk past something reflecting, or have to take a shower, or get changed, then surgery is still going to be a good option for you. You know? And I hope you can afford it, especially if you're American. But still, like, just because it won't solve all your problems doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, you know? Rainbow Chameleon being stared at very rudely. The chosen family is still family. Yes. And it's always the homophobic people that are so offended somehow by the term chosen family. It's like, oh, that's not a family. Well, it's more of a family than the people who are supposed to be a family but decided to treat you like absolute shit, or just ignore you, or kick you out, or disown you for being who you are. They'd be like, no, we didn't raise you to be a queer. Like, you didn't have to, you know, because that's not how being queer works. You don't just have a child and then program what you want into the child. That's really not how children work. Some people wish this is how children worked, because they want their children to do exactly what they think is right, but newsflash, no child will ever probably do that. You know, like, it's gonna be so rare for what you want for the child and what the child wants to actually match up that well. Just know. Bro, a dude I know from work came in for the first time in a month, and I thought he looked different, but I couldn't figure out why. So I asked if he changed his hair, and he was like, bitch, I got top surgery. I almost died. Girl, he had F-cups. Frick this. Okay, how did you not notice Mike from work? A Mike with a haircut, because I'm just picturing something like this, and how did you not notice? Like, it's kind of funny that that isn't like the first thing you noticed, because you just apparently you don't spend that much time with Mike, because I think if you spend a lot of time with someone at work, even if they're gone for a few months, you're probably gonna notice something like this and have it click that it's probably not the hair, you know? So, funny? Just one of those moments. Was it a Monday morning that he came back in and he was just like still tired and groggy, and you were like, you look different. It's probably a haircut, right? Your hair looks great, man. And he's just like, thanks, yeah. I tried really hard on my hair this morning. What? I came out to my dad. I'll tell your boyfriend embarrassing stories. I like girls? Oh. Well, I like girls too. Mom slaps us hard. You like a girl. Me snorting loudly. Listen. I like this reaction. I like this reaction of your dad. Just be like, well, that's okay. I like girls too. You know, I don't see the issue. It's really sweet. Tell your mom to chill out, okay? Listen. It's okay. It's okay. He married you. Okay, you won. It's fine. What people think LGBTQ plus education is, showing them adult films. What LGBTQ plus education actually is. Families don't all look the same. And people aren't all the same. Surprising, I know, but listen. No one is just gonna randomly show them those kind of films in school or something as education. That's just no, like seriously, do you think that's how sex ed works in general? Because that would be maybe not even worse than a lot of things that are called sex education in the US, like don't have sex or you will get chlamydia and you will die. Like Mean Girls style. Just, that's kind of what I'm always picturing. I know that's probably not even the case, like, everywhere in the US. But still, that's kind of just what I'm picturing. Is it worse than that? Maybe in terms of education, no. but it's still very questionable. God damn it, the worst thing happened today. My daughter officially came out of the closet and I forgot to say, "Hi gay, I'm dad." I feel like I should turn in my dad card. That was a once in a lifetime opportunity and I blew it. Now this is also a fair reaction. Because you're just like, oh, damn it, I was really accepting of my child, but I still need to turn in my dad card. I'm sorry, but you really don't. You really don't. You need to turn in the dad joke card. You don't get to make dad jokes anymore because you just messed that up apparently, but it seems like you were still a great dad, so maybe don't turn in the dad card just yet. Gay people living their best life. Young me trying to figure out why I'm so fascinated by and obsessed with them because I couldn't possibly be like them. Right? But you can actually. Maybe not at that age. Maybe you're one of those people unlucky enough to be stuck with a family that is just really homophobic and just like, don't stare at this person, get away from this person, you know, kind of just drags you away from obviously queer people because they're like, oh, it's gonna rub off on you. And then when you come out eventually, that is gonna be like, oh, I knew that queer person breathed on you. This is not your fault, sweetie. They made you be like this. Like, that's not how any of this works, but that's kind of what I'm picturing in my head right now. Finally, a good gender-neutral bathroom. No terfs. That seems fair. That seems fair. Like, generally, we're a big fan of gender-neutral toilets on this channel. I'm also a big fan of, like, single-stall bathrooms, but I know that's not really... like, that doesn't work for a lot of places, because you need, like, more bathrooms than that, or, like, more toilets than you can make with single-stall bathrooms, you know, but still, this is a great bathroom. I went on a date to the botanical gardens yesterday, and apparently lesbians all think alike, because there were so many other gay girls on dates. At one point, there were 4 lesbian couples just in the orchid room alone. But honorary mention to the one gay dude who shouted, "Oh my god, I love succulents!" when he walked into the cactus room with his date. Queer people just gathering at the botanical gardens. Gay bars, cool, fun for some people. But botanical gardens, I can see how that would attract queer people, because somehow it might really just be me in this case, because there are probably a lot of straight people who are also just obsessed with plants and would love to go to a botanical garden, but somehow I just know queer people who love plants like that, you know? But I'm kind of getting a feeling that's really just me this time. Dad, I gotta tell you something, Dad. Sends a picture of her kissing her girlfriend. Well, at least you won't up pregnant. I'll take you and your lady out for dinner next weekend. Still gotta make sure my baby's heart won't be broken. Love you regardless. Mom. Hey Mom, I gotta show you something. You sitting down? Please tell me you haven't crashed your car again. Sends a picture of her kissing her girlfriend. No shit, Sherlock. Lol. Nice view of the sunset, by the way. Supportive parents are really important. Yeah, listen, that's kind of just a fair reaction. Just be like, yeah, duh, of course you're gay, I knew that. Like, I raised you. But still, this is just sweet. And the dad just being supportive, but also just protective of you. But in a non-creepy way, not in the my child's not allowed to date until they're 40 kind of disgusting way, but just in a very sweet way of, well, I just want to get to know her, you know? It's sweet. We love this. If your boyfriend has he, him in his bio, you don't have a boyfriend, you have a girlfriend. I love the central contradiction in observative gender politics where being a man is both an unchangeable biological fact and something that is revoked if you don't perform masculinity well enough. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Because these people will literally turn around and be like, this man is wearing a skirt? No, 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 that's a girl. That's a woman now, no longer a man. But if a trans woman does it, she's suddenly still a man because, well, no, you were born a man, that's what you are. Y'all, we were all born babies. Honestly, trans women are just the queens of changing stuff back based on user feedback because babies all started out female, right? So they were just like, well, it progressed to something, but we don't like it. So we're just gonna go back. And honestly, I'm here for it. I really hate coming out, but I still want my extended family to know, so my mother took it upon herself to invent the game Guess Which One of My Kids is Gay. The rules are simple. Sit down with Uncle So-and-so. He says something about gay people in passing. My mom says, there's a gay person at this table right now. Guess which one of my kids it is? He looks frantically between the three of us, trying to figure out if she's joking or not, and trying desperately not to offend anyone, but she also won't continue with the conversation unless he makes a guess, so he has to make a guess. We all enjoy his discomfort immensely. This isn't coming out of the closet, this is coughing loudly from within the closet to scare the people outside of it, which is immensely more entertaining. And I love your mom for this. That's not just being supportive, that's just being... It is being supportive, but it's just doing it in such a funny way. She's like, well, we're not gonna deal with this homophobic nonsense, so we're just gonna scare the crap out of him. Because he can't tell which one of you is coughing. Inside of that closet, he can't tell. And it's just funny, I would pay to see those faces, honestly. Okay, I feel like this is a good place to end this video. Because your mom is... We love your mom. Now, I'm sorry, she's just a great parent from what it seems. And we love supportive parents on this channel. So I feel like that's really a good place to end this. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed these memes. I hope you have supportive family like this. Or at least supportive family in general. I'm sorry if your mom can ever be this cool. You know, my mom wasn't either, it's fine, we're all in the same boat here. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed it, I hope you hydrated, and I'll be back in a few days with my next video.